Hello, good afternoon everyone, and thanks for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB live from the studios of Rstv here in Port Harcourt. Our sincere apologies that we started this program quite behind schedule. It was due to circumstances beyond our control. But we're here and we're here for you because you are there for us. And how do we begin this? First, I am Solomon Nelson Bray. We'll begin with what's trending, and I have with me student and internship at Rstv, my Joy Chineye Samson, all the way from Bangkok University, which is an internship in Rstv. My Joy, what's trending?
Okay, why I shot my father dead with AK-47, Police Sergeant Linus Wadzani explains. A police officer with the rank of sergeant named Linus Wadzani has shot and killed his father, who was also a retired police officer with the rank of assistant superintendent. The incident occurred behind the Borno State Police Headquarters located in Muduganari on Sunday in Maiduguri. The Borno State Police Command Public Relations Officer ASP Kenneth Daso disclosed that this happened on the 21st of July at about 4:30 p.m. He said that the Sergeant Linus came back from work in possession of his AK-47 rifle. He had a misunderstanding with his father, and as a result, he fired his father multiple shots. The suspected sergeant claimed that he took some alcohol and some intoxicating substance, which led him to commit such an offense. SMB, what's your take on this?
Well, there's a saying that he who continues in ignorance is guilty of all crimes which ignorance produces. So whether he was under the influence of alcohol or rum or whatever it is called, he will face the wrath of the law, because nobody has a right to take anybody's life. You must have the respect for sanctity of life. And so that police sergeant who simply shot his father dead has committed what the law says, patricide, and there are stipulated stipulated penalties for such offense. Go with the next.
Okay.
All trending reports.
On the next trending reports, River State College of Health Technology reportedly infested with bedbugs. Reports just broke out that the hostels in the River State College of Health Technology are said to be infested with bedbugs. In an interview on Stewardship with SNB, some students of the institution lamented about the worrying situation and that beddings, furnitures, and other usables in the hostels have been overtaken by bedbugs. The students further explained that noticeable black spots on their skin is as a result of the attack from these bedbugs. It is an irony that a health institution which is supposed to promote good sanitary and environmental habits are now complaining of being infested with such dangerous insects as bedbugs. What do you think about this?
Well, I can't remember when I last cited that insect called bedbug. And it is actually an irony of situation that a health institution that is supposed to provide very good sanitary habits, is not infested with bedbugs. And I believe the necessary authorities are watching and listening and will do the needful so that this will not spread. Yes. Bedbugs in a health institution, we do not understand what it all means. And from what you read out, that there are already black spots on the bodies of these students.
Yes.
And they are blaming it on the infestation of bedbugs in the hostels and all of that. It's unheard of in this 21st century.
Yes.
Bedbugs infesting a hostel, a health institution? Oh, no. It's unacceptable. Well, that's it on the 20 reports. Thank you so much, my Joy Chineye Samson. Thank you so much for that in-depth report you gave to us on what's trending. Well, joining me again in a jiffy, I will bring you who is in the house to talk about what. Stay with us. Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB. The political crisis in Rivers State remains unabated, as all attempts to find lasting solutions to them have failed all parties in the lockdown. However, the governor is not deterred. He's still going about with those things that the people actually voted him into power for: provision of basic amenities and, of course, other social infrastructure that will better the lives of Rivers people. However, those who are distracting him, the erstwhile speaker and his cohorts, or as it is followers, are daggers drawn with him, they are hell-bent in bringing down the government of Sir Sibilai Fora. Today on the program, we shall be talking to one of Rivers' illustrious sons, a former member of the House of Representatives who represented Degema Boni constituency, a former executive director, Marine Operations in the NPA, Dr. SOKONTE Davies, who is here in the studio to talk about all of these that are happening in the state. Dr. SOKONTE Davies, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
All right. First and foremost, let's take the issue of the constitutional provisions of this land. What section of the Constitution empowers the State House of Assembly to arrest an appointee of the governor? Because AMAEWHULE and his co-travelers, so to speak, have directed that all Caretaker Committee members should be arrested. So we're wondering, assuming that they are members of the House of Assembly, what portion, you have been a lawmaker at the top echelon of legislature in this country, what portion of the section of the law, constitution?
There are two things here at play. First, you have said, and which is true, that assuming they are members of the House. So there are two things. They are no longer members of the House, because it is so that they are no longer members of the House. So it's just like ordinary citizens asking people to arrest people. Now, in the law, we have what we call citizen rights. If a crime is committed, and as a citizen, you can arrest people. So I do not know where they are coming from. Two things.
Okay, they exercise citizen rights.
But that's not what they are saying. Now, as members of the legislature has the power to summon anybody.
Including the governor?
Anybody. The legislature has the power to summon anybody. And if the person does not appear, the legislature has the power of contact and arrest such people. But this group of people we are talking about do not have that legislative power, because they are no longer legislators.
So where are they deriving their powers?
They are not deriving any power. They are just making statements. It is if...
But the state are sending jitters down the spines of everybody.
I don't know, that's those who are not aware of what the law says. That's everybody. It's jitters down the spines of those who don't know the provisions, these provisions of the law. The legislature, as a functional legislature, the only people that can cause arrest in Rivers State of any Rivers appointee, including the governor, is the House of Assembly being led by Okojombo. This is the Speaker of the House. He has that power. AMAEWHULE and his colleagues, I see on social media and Facebook, I call them committee of friends and all that. I think that's what they are as at now. And so that's it. They don't have any power whatsoever.
So what if the police, which have been observed to be working with them all this while, obeys this directive?
Well,
Friends?
well, that is called for anarchy. You know, I commend Rivers people tremendously. I commend us that we have not fallen into the antics and machinations of those who want to destabilize the state to get what they want, maybe a declaration of state of emergency or whatever, and they believe that the president, maybe because their principal is an appointee of the president and they can easily run to him, will accede to doing that declaration. But I think that they are taking the resilience and the patience of Rivers people for granted. I listened to the interview granted by the chairman, national chairman of Zenith Labour Party, Danayahu. He said that anybody that toys with the stability of Rivers State is not toying with the stability of Rivers State, but is toying with the stability of the democracy in Nigeria because of the strategic position of Rivers State. And I just hope that they will listen to that statement, because it is, as we say, it's very pregnant, but it's also the implications are obvious, you know. So I believe that the president will not will not play into their hands by doing what they expect him to do because of their proximity and their closeness.
They're silent over these disturbances or something.
He has said that he does not want to interfere, and that is the best thing to do, not to interfere in any form, because it's a process that does not require any extraneous explanation. It is a few people who, out of ignorance, out of stupidity, out of mischief, out of myopic expression of opinion, left power they had. Nobody chased them away. They themselves chased themselves away from power. But I always say that God is wonderful, because if these people have not been that mischievous to leave power by themselves, we don't know what they would have done to the stability and the governance of Rivers State. So God help Rivers people. I always say it's not my prayer, but God has heard somebody's prayer or people's prayer that these people will leave power so that the governor of Rivers State can govern Rivers State peacefully. I don't know. I've watched him a few times. It doesn't look like somebody who is ruffled. I've heard him speak a few times. I also hear him very clearly. Is somebody who is acting with the strong belief that God is on his side, which is true, and that people of Rivers State are massively supporting him, which is also true. And when you have these two factors playing for you, you don't have anything to fear. So I don't think that there are jitters in the spines of Rivers people. I'm even hearing that for the first time. Because I'm also I'm in the grassroots. I hear from the streets. I'm from the streets too. And I'm not getting that type of impression from the streets. Or maybe it's big men like you, people hear of big men.
You are bigger.
The grassroots, as far as I know, and as far as I hear, is saying that they are with the governor. And you can see any activity in the state, the turnout, the massive turnout, various groups displaying various levels of solidarity and everything. So that is it.
Dr. Davies, you said here that the president has said he doesn't want to interfere.
That's what he has said. Everyone is aware of it.
But again, many are of the opinion that if he calls his appointee, which is the FCD minister, to order all these, there will be a cessation of hostilities.
Well, that is his own call. You see, I will not make that call for him. That is his own call. That's his own choice. I will not make it for him. But I think there's a preponderance of opinion in Nigeria, not from Rivers State alone, who have strayed the situation happening in Rivers State. And I've made this call, and I've told them that you are not reining in on your appointee. Is though you have said you are not supporting, you are not going to be involved, is giving taxes support to him to do what he's doing. And the consequential effect is that it will not only affect River State, but it will also affect you as a person. It will affect the democracy that we enjoy now for 20-something years. It is own choice. I will not choose for him. So that is uncalled. Whether I call him to order, doesn't call him to order, it's his own, that's his own calling. But the president is not oblivious. I don't think he's oblivious of the strategic position of River State in all of its ramifications. And one of the ways he will truncate democracy is touted and hailed as one of those who fought for democracy. Good. But can also truncate the same democracy joined to fight for by its inaction, in the sense that is refusing to, or the public is not seeing, let me just say it's refusing to, the public is not seeing its interaction with its appointee on the need not to be involved. Some people have said, oh, for some time the minister has not been saying things. Good, I observe that too. But the people that are ranting and threatening are always called his supporters, his close pro to him. You have not any day come to say that these people don't have anything to do with them. I have not sent them to do these things.
He hasn't said so.
He hasn't said so. Okay. So his silence means support for what they are doing. And he alone knows what he wants to achieve with it. The Rivers People, I believe, and I strongly believe, and because that's what I hear, I mean, from the grassroots, I hear from the grassroots, I interact with the grassroots. Whatever thing he wants to do, Rivers People are waiting for him. Unless that thing is to join in building the state, but if it's to scatter the state, he won't succeed.
All right, you have been a lawmaker of high repute, I must confess, on this program. Now, aside oversight functions, what executive powers do lawmakers have?
They have executive powers.
Now, what we see play out is as though they have executive powers.
They don't. You have said. You know, I think you yourself are a little bit fixated with their antics. Those who are.
I'm throwing back at you what the people are saying.
Well, a few people are fixated with it. Most of the people are not fixated with it. Lawmakers don't have any executive power whatsoever. Even that, as a lawmaker, even that that function of contempt, of not appearing that they can arrest you, they don't even arrest. They have to engage executive arm. That's what, like you have said, that what if the police listens to them? Well, if the police listens to them, they want to create anarchy. I have said on this platform and other platforms, I said on this forum and other forum, that I strongly believe, and nothing has changed that belief, that the IG of police is complicit in what is happening in River State, as far as the support. The IG of police on its own asked the councils to be blockaded, and there was a blockade on the councils. He said he was waiting for a pronouncement of court of competent jurisdiction. I don't know what court of competent jurisdiction is waiting, but the whole of the nation knows that the appeal court has ruled on that matter. The councils are still blockaded, are blocked. So which other court of competent jurisdiction is waiting for? Is he waiting for the court that bribes himself and his people? And I dare say that that is what he's doing, because he has never shown any desire to be neutral. He is expecting a particular outcome, and then as far as that particular outcome has not come, he's sitting where he's sitting doing what he's doing. But that outcome is expected will not happen, because that outcome is against the law. Although we have many people say, and I believe, that the judiciary is becoming an issue, a major issue, but it should not cause things that will cause conflagration in this country. Because if they think that River State is too small, then they will get things that will shock them.
Correct. Okay, so as the chief executive of the state, what should the governor do under in the present circumstance where his appointees are now being threatened with arrest by a section of the legislature?
Nobody will arrest them. I can tell you that. He himself knows that nobody will arrest them. They themselves know that nobody will arrest them. Where is the order coming from? So I can just come up and come and, as a private citizen, you have not committed any offense.
Are you unaware of the fact that the police is on their side?
See, I said that
Body language of the police.
I said nobody will arrest them. Then the police attempt.
And if anybody does,
You will see the response of Rivers State
in what manner?
in different manners.
Interesting.
Look, you see, Rivers people are not docile. You know that Rivers people largely put this country in a state of standstill until the late President Yaradua had to declare amnesty. You know that?
I'm aware.
People shouldn't forget. Like just a few years ago, people should not forget that Rivers people are no longer docile. People took us for granted. That we are few and are not a major tribe. And Rivers State, there are so many ethnic groups and nationalities. So they think we are so fragmented that we can be dealt with. But when young people in Rivers State, whether rightly or wrongly, took up action, it affected the nation. I am not sure any Nigerian will want to see that happen again. So if the IG will not call his men, in fact, let me don't even go to that, because as far as that matter is concerned, that fear of they arrest people. As the council chairman not doing their, as they complain, as the staff, local government staff told you that they are not doing their work, has anybody stopped them?
So the majority of the staff are not going to work.
How do you know?
Perhaps the IMT, the interim management team, are the ones working somewhere.
The staff, they're not, are you working in local government?
But the offices are locked up.
I say, are you working in local government? We are living in a digital age. Are we not? COVID came and people work from their homes. Didn't people work from their homes? We are living in a digital age where operations are digitalized. A lot of agencies these days, in fact some companies these days, they say work at home because it also reduces certain costs. We are living in a digital age. Nothing has been stopped. Didn't they receive their wages? They did. And if they are not working, why would they receive their wages? It means it's on end wage. No.
So it doesn't matter whether the offices are locked up or not.
But it's digital age. Why do you do everything? Now you want to do things from here, you can sit down and do every transaction without going to anybody's house or anybody's office. It's a digital age you are living in. And that's why people are continuously digitalizing. Because they are foreseeing charlatans trying to do charlatan things and try to stop processes.
All right.
So I am sure if you call the local government people today, they are not going to work. I don't work with them, but I know people who work there, and they are functioning. There's nothing they want to get done in local government area that they cannot do. Find out. So you see, one of their cohorts told them. That's why I saw it on social media. He said, "What are you talking about? The block does not make the council. It's functions that make the council. You know,
yeah,
of course we know. Well, some one of them I don't want to you already know the person, but one of them. You see, truly, you cannot totally discount the effectiveness of administration by the blocking of the places. You can't totally discount it. Yes, there are effects. I'm not saying that it's totally inconsequential. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is that that blockade does not stop administration. Necessary things are being done. Functions are being carried out.
But that has got to do with the psyche of the workers.
Alternative venues to have also been created. There's no law that says that this must be the council. Is there any law that says so? There's no law that says that this is...
But it is designated so.
But there's no law that says this must be the place. That place was built and people went in there to work. If that place, if it's burnt and it's scattered, if storm comes...
So are you suggesting the police should continue to block it?
I'm not suggesting they should continue. Maybe they've chosen to continue to block the place. People have also chosen to find alternative ways to do their work. That's what I'm saying, and that's what is happening in Rivers State. People have found alternative ways to do their work, and they are working. So it's stupidity on the side of the police. So even after saying that they're ready for a pronouncement of court of competent jurisdiction, they are still occupying the places. They are now occupationist forces there. They have decided to occupy deploy those places for whatever they want. Maybe they are looking for somebody to kill who want to come and break and they kill. They will not say the rivers people are wiser than that. That's why the inter-management committees, as far as I know, I don't know if all of them, have found alternative ways to work, and are working. They have found alternative places to function. They are functioning. I'm aware some local government areas, the people go to work there every day. Alternative places, every day they go to work. And that's what the PNGs have visited and I've seen and I've heard of.
Dr. Davies, let's move forward. It is reported that the former chairman of Ikwere local government area, Wanosike, ordered the attack of aged men and women who went out to present themselves to benefit from the rice sent to various states by President Tinubu. Now, don't you think it is about time that the governor declared Wanosike wanted?
Well, you can decline wanted, but you have just alluded to an observation that the people that will put effect to that declaration sit on the fence or looking the other way. So what is the purpose? It's just for the purpose of just declaring. The governor will not send thugs.
Well, you declare and back it up with evidence.
When you declare,
evidence abound.
When you declare, no, I don't know what I'm not saying evidence is not abound. I'm saying that when you declare, who implements that declaration is law enforcement agencies. And the only law enforcement agency that can implement it is the police. Not the army, not the Air Force, not even DSS. It's only the police. And they are the ones that will take him to custody. Only the police. You know, and when we have alluded, you have strongly said so, and I believe to a very great extent that the police is complicit in this matter. So what is the
it's a serious crime.
It is
threatening people. So why is the police looking the other way?
Well, you have said it, you yourself have stated that the police seem to be playing on the side of Wanosike and his cohorts. So there is no purpose. I think that what I observed the governor do, he does not spend his time on those things that are fruitless. He does not do things for academic purposes or to the gallery who have declared Wanosike wanted, you know, for doing such things. What is the purpose and who implement it? Even if you do citizen arrest, because when someone is declared wanted, you can affect a citizen arrest. Now if you do citizen arrest, where are you going to take him to? The police that is similarly supporting him. So it's a waste of energy. But if the police itself, I've said it severally, if the police had not been on the side of these few miscreants, and they are miscreants, there are few troublemakers, there are not many, there are very few, they are not up to 20. If the police had been doing their work, even before this time, some of these characters would have been arrested, right from when they were making publications and statements to the press and everything, even while they were still, like when he was still in, as chairman, local government council chairman, as at that time they would have even arrested him. If a minimum of not arresting him is to send a strong warning to him that you are trying to constitute a nuisance to public peace, and that if you continue, the law will get on with you. But nothing had happened. So he continued. So if you declare wanted, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing happened to him. You know? So these are the things we are talking about. And you have to also see from the prism of the fact that they are just trying to justify their so-called loyalty to their master.
In Abuja.
Wherever he is, I don't care.
In Abuja, it's not everywhere. All right. So, in your opinion, why do you think AMAEWHULE, Wanosike and co are hell-bent in creating chaos to make River State ungovernable? Why do you think?
We have said it severally. The intention is that in fact, from the beginning, I said it, and it is true that God helped River State. Not the governor's sin alone. God helped River State to avert anarchy. When you say you want to remove a person from office, there must be reasons to remove the person from office. Reasons that even the people of the state will need to foresee. and say, those who have oversight functions on this person, why are they looking the other way when all these calamities are happening? There was no such calamity. There was no such misgovernance, as you could say. People are not complaining of an absentee governor or absentee system. No. Actually, I said, out of the blues, storm came. And in the midst of the storm, they themselves, that's how God works, they themselves offered to leave their seats on which they would have sat down to perpetrate these things without even looking for state of emergency. But here God works. You know, there's a story in the Bible. There's a foolish king, and he was not listening. And God wanted to deal with that king. So he said, how do we deal with this king? All the angels came, said one thing or the other. And one angel came and said, I will go and put a lying spirit in the tomb of his priest. And they will convince him to go, so that I will destroy him. So that is what God has sent to AMAEWHULE and his cohort. He sent a lying spirit to them, and they believed what the lying spirit told them, and felt that they can just leave office.
Is coming.
No, that they can just leave office and continue. That's what. So the lying spirit ministered to them. They listened to it,
and it's tormenting
them now. So it's a torment they want to spread to everybody, and it is not going to spread.
Interesting. But many of the opinion that the governor is giving too much latitude to the likes of AMAEWHULE, Wanosike and Co, to continually operate with impunity. Do you have a contrary view?
I'm not sure if the governor will agree with you. I've not met him before. But if I will not agree with you, what latitude has given to them? What will you do to them?
Wanosike was on air sometime.
So what will you do?
Governor?
Yeah, what will you do now? So you should go and arrest him. Let me tell you one thing.
It's strange.
Let me tell you one thing.
The response to declare Wanosike wanted?
If he declares he wanted, what is the purpose? Answer that question.
But it should start from there.
And what will happen? No. You see, you don't waste your breath on resource, things are not giving resource. You don't play to the gallery. You don't do things that you know yourself have no effect. If we have a responsive law enforcement agency in Rivers State, the government doesn't even need to make any pronouncement. They will go for you. So the law enforcement agency
able to ignore Wanosike.
Of course, what is the purpose?
But it's still ranting.
It's ranting. Has it stopped the will of governance? Does Wanosike ranting stop the governor or appointees of government from doing their work? It does not. Anybody that tells you that Wanosike is ranting or his cohorts ranting is affecting their function as government appointees or officials, such people are not qualified to sit in those offices. It means that they are not doing, they don't know what they are doing. But the governor has gone about, he has gone to Wanosike's LG and places like that. Why didn't Wanosike come out and show himself and things like that? It's that the governor's appointees are working in Wanosike's LG, and all these people, all the people making noise, the few people making noise, you can count them on the fingers of our palms. You can count them. People are doing things, people are working from those LGs. Well, they don't come there to do anything. If Wanosike faces anybody, he should start maybe by arresting Darlington, who is the chairman of the interim management committee of his local government area. At least you should start from there. And let us see the consequence. That is say it takes things. If Wanosike has power, not to make noise on television and radio, is to go to the local government area and get Darlington and arrested, or those working with Darlington to be arrested. It's his own local government area. And he has his own immediate environment. He should start from that point. But he cannot.
Don't forget the order for the arrest of some person in Abuja, when they went for the...
when in Abuja, we have to arrest, we didn't release people. You should come to Rivers State.
All right.
You know, you don't stay in Abuja, or I stay one day somewhere in my room, hiding, I record a statement and send it to the media, and they play it, and I begin to make noise. There are people making noise. Look at ECPA in Europe, declaring Biafra in Nigeria. You should come to Nigeria and become Prime Minister and all that stuff. These are what to say ranters. Of course, there are those who will be misled and do things that are unwholesome. They bear the consequence.
All right, the temperature is getting hot, and I know that all of you are itching to be part of the conversation. We have Dr. SOKONTE Davies, former member of the House of Representatives in the studio here, and will get you involved in the conversation any moment from now. But let me quickly warn that to connect to the studio, telephone lines are already on your TV set. Okay, it will be displayed on the TV set, but please do well to turn down the volume of your TV set, or you move away from your TV to connect to us so that there will be no holdback. Again, turn down the volume of your TV set or move away from it. Don't attempt to hear yourself. It will amount to distortion of our conversation. Several lines already there. Take advantage of them and join us in a conversation. Let me turn to you, Dr. SOKONTE Davies. All of these hullabaloo is still lingering because the legitimacy, the Federal High Court is slow in determining the legitimacy of the AMAEWHULE and 27 others. Is it deliberate or a coincidence?
Well, firstly, the will of...
Before you answer that question, we have a caller here. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Oh, we lost him.
Well, they say, especially in Nigeria, the will of justice is slow. Somebody just brought a phrase which recently, I'll tell you, even I'll tell you, he said, what you're having in Nigeria is no longer the rule of law.
What do we have?
The rule of the judge.
The rule of the judge?
Yes, it's a lawyer that said it very recently. But it's not in Carlo or so. He just said,
Professor Dekan.
I think so, or somebody, just very recently. He said we no longer have the rule of law, the rule of judgment, or the rule of the judge. And it's unfortunate. That is why it's unfortunate the crafters of law all over the world know that there will be conflict. Conflict in the sense that laws will be misunderstood, laws will be misapplied, laws will be misused, and even laws that are not healthy will be promulgated by those who have the power to bring laws. So what does the judiciary stand to do? The judiciary stands to interpret the law so that everyone understands it clearly. Strike down the law when it is at variance with what is generally acceptable, or it conflicts with an existing law that has not been contradicted. That's why the judiciary is there. And it's for balance. But when the judiciary loses that function, it brings to, even America, that the 9 justices, they are saying all of them, now they are talking of the reform of the Supreme Court of the US. Because that court has now become a problem. This is what we are facing. We have been facing that in Nigeria.
Doc, I may have to interject. Let's take from a call from this caller, and then you continue that thought. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. I do not want to believe that the network providers are the problem, but whether they are or not, keep calling us. You'll get us at a point in our conversation. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are Mr. Who? Is your phone on hands-free? Is your phone on hands-free? Is it on speaker, your phone? It's echoing. Please, move your phone. Please do so. We have one earlier. Thank you. All right. I can hear you. Your name, please. Oh, Nelson. All right. It's greeting you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Point made. You have made your point. Thank you so much. All right, Nelson, thank you. That's the much we can take from you. All that Nelson is saying that these things are necessary distractions, you know, to the governor by the AMAEWHULE and co. Thank you, Nelson. You have made your point. We have another caller here. Good afternoon. Oh, no. We will accept this. Please, could you move away from your TV set? Could you move away? We have always warned that I can hear you, but it's too noisy. You're too noisy for a smooth conversation, please. Move away from your TV set, please. Hello. We lost it. Hello, good afternoon. Let me warn again, please. We're here to talk for development. We have warned that for you to have, we've advised for you to have a smooth conversation with us. Turn down the volume of your TV set. Or you walk away from it. So there will be no hold back, as we saw earlier on in that call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost that call there. Please, I want to advise again that you turn down the volume of your TV set or walk away from it so that this noisy background will not reoccur. We have another caller here. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from here? Oh, no. You are too close to your TV set. Can you hear me? Oh, we lost him there. All right, let's continue. We're talking about the role of the courts.
Yeah, so that's the challenge we have now. The courts have started to, they are now the problem.
No more rule of law.
No, you are talking about rule of judge. Yeah, rule of the judge. Now, someone also wrote an article recently. He said, why is it that River State matters are taken to Abuja? There are federal high courts in River State, in Port Harcourt. They are taken to Abuja. And when they are taken to Abuja, they are always the two particular judges. There's somebody wrote an article about them. Two particular judges, right for the past 9 years. Motosho and Yanyeko. Yes. All Rivers cases always go to those two for the past 9 years plus now. Why is it? What is the specialized? Why is it Rivers cases are by one person and the judgments are always predictable? You know. So these are the issues. The chief justices of the federal high court. Why is it that they are so complicit to always assign River State cases to those two judges? In Abuja, he has the chief justice of the federal high court has high court in Rivers State, in Port Harcourt. Does it mean that the judges in Federal High Court in Port Harcourt are not competent enough to handle Rivers State matters? And only judges in Abuja, 2 judges in Abuja that can handle it. So these are some of the challenges we are facing. So that's why the judiciary should try very much so that it does not become consumed in any conflagration that will affect this nation's democracy. Because other times, it's only the executive arm and legislative arm that are affected when these things, unfortunate corrective measures are brought. But I foresee a situation in this time that if such corrective measures come up again, which I say shouldn't come up, by those who are not competent to bring corrective measures, the judiciary should not be left alone. In fact, the first place they should start is the judiciary. So that when these things happen, life will be streamlined. Now, if we used to say that judiciary is the last hope of the common man, the common man doesn't even go there anymore. It's for the richest.
So the rich man.
So, even to hire a lawyer, it's not cheap. So which common man will go to court?
They will languish in prison.
They will languish in prison.
All right. Okay, the common will language. But that's what is expected of the courts, that it should be the last hope of the common man. But now, the judiciary, from the words of my guest, is now the last hope of the richest.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Oh, that's a child. All right. AMAEWHULE is in court seeking to prevent the state government from having funds, not minding the untold hardship it will bring on civil servants. Is this democracy or rascality?
Well, not just AMAEWHULE. If I as an individual feel that my rights have been infringed on, I have right to approach the courts. Now, the challenge AMAEWHULE's request has is on the premise, which is that it's come from the premise of the Speaker of Rivers State Assembly, which he is not. Is it the point?
That's a usurpation.
Yeah, it's a usurpation of position. It's usurping, in fact, it's an impostor. You know? So, as a person, the law allows me to challenge when my fundamental rights have been infringed on. The law allows me to do that. So if AMAEWHULE comes from that premise, then the law will also look at it from that point. But the challenge is that the premise is coming on as the Speaker of Rivers State Assembly does not exist. It's not. He willfully left that office. Nobody chased him away. He willfully left it. And he cannot leave, he cannot say, I'm no longer a member of the party that brought me, and say that I'm still a member of the House, because when you leave a party, then you write to the Speaker, I'm leaving the party. The Speaker will look at the circumstances with the House Assembly. And if the circumstances are right, and they are there must be national issues. The Supreme Court has ruled on that matter. No argument. So to look at it, and if there are those things, that movement is genuine. But if there are not those things, the Speaker will declare your seat vacant. Now the unfortunate thing for AMAEWHULE, which he thought he could eat his cake and have it, because he was Speaker. But when he moved from PDP to APC, he thought he could still stay there and continue as Speaker. No, he cannot be a judge in his own case. So when they move, some other person will decide whether he's still a member of the House or not. And those who remained decided that he's no longer a member of the House. So he's no longer a Speaker. Express.
We'll just take a short break. Let me quickly, sorry for interjection. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk more about Rivers politics. Stay with us. Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Well, if you have just joined us, this is Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. My guest has been changed, Dr. SOKONTE Davies, a former member of the House of Representatives, where he represented the good people of Degeba Boni constituency. The news at 2 will come, and then we'll continue with Stewardship with SNB until it is 2:30. So stay with us as we continue the conversation. You were talking about
Yes,
yes.
So you don't have that premise to go and ask the courts, and the case is still subject, this is still there. But I'm glad to hear they say no, you can't stop them. You can't take and I think wanted an expert injunction.
Yeah, expert injunction. The brick wall.
Yeah, so say no, you can't do that. You know, and I think it's not a motor shows court. And it's not also Equus court. So you can say, but we really say you can't do that. You cannot stop the will of progress of a government to satisfy selfish and personal ambition. That has nothing to do with the state. So we're going to watch how the courts will respond. They've given them dates and everything. Let us see how they respond. But also know that these are cases that go up to Supreme Court, and you can be rest assured that nothing will come out of it because it is a frivolous request. It's a frivolous application.
One thing is worrisome. AMAEWHULE and co have been named severally. I mean,
you like the word worrisome.
Yeah, they have been named severally, unprintable names, but they still feel unperturbed. They have been named as impostors. They have been named that people are usurping power. They have been named that jokers. These are not friends. These are unprintable. They remain unperturbed. They still fire from all cylinders. Where are they getting their guts?
They are getting their guts from maybe chance. You see, why you have to be careful. People say, when you wake up and a blind man tells you, he will throw stone at you. You have to be careful. Either it's already sitting on the stone, or you know something will happen. So that is why people are just being careful. Ordinarily, if a blind man tells you I will throw something at you, will you get worried? No. So so what people are doing now is being on the side of caution, because like you said, they know it and the law knows. They are looking for. See, what they are doing is what the lawyers call forum shopping. They are looking for. They forgot that they went to motor shows court, which gave to them that their defection does not make them to lose their membership. They filed an affidavit to tell you that their defection does not mean they have lost their membership. They forgot. Now they have come and they say, no, we have not defected. So how do we reconcile?
They didn't have a registration.
Yeah, how do we reconcile this sort of thing? So they are looking for what is called forum shopping. Maybe they will find a favorable job. They already have one in one of the cases, but otherwise would the courts agree? Then maybe at appeal court, what happened, then maybe with Supreme Court. They are working on, maybe let us try this. You know, a blind man, like we said, that a drowning person, we are from place, so the drowning person will hold on to any disease, even straw, you're ready to save him. I think that's what is happening to them.
All right, we'll take a short break to give way for the news in brief at 2 o'clock, and we'll return for more conversation on Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. Don't go away. Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB. All right, welcome everyone to the program again, Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. Today we have more than enough time to converse with you, and so on this segment we'll do more of the conversation with you over there who have been watching us, and of course attempting to call us. I can see the first call coming in, so we'll just pick the call and then start with that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We can hear you loud and clear. Your name, please. John, thank you for joining us, John. Could you talk into the phone, John? Talk into your phone. Talk into your phone, you're faint. Hello, John? John, are you there? Oh, we lost John there. Please talk directly to the phone. Maybe it's on hands-free or something. You want to hear yourself. We have a caller here. Good afternoon. All right, we will not condone all of that. We have advised that you call us and turn on the volume to TV set or walk away from it so that we can have a smooth conversation. I can see some of you are still very close to your TV set, and so it becomes noisy and can barely understand what you're saying. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. All right, so let's move forward, Doc. My guest hasn't changed. Dr. SOKONTE Davies, former member of the House of Representatives of Nigeria. The factional chairman of APC in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, is against the appointment of caretaker committees, but would not let RSEC conduct elections. Why is he appropriating and reprobating at the same time?
It's not. You know, well,
the last time he came here, you admitted he's your friend.
Yes, I know him. We are friendly. But, you know, the thing is that sometimes also I blame the media because they give too much space to people who have actually little to offer. I don't know why that happens. There are too many insinuations why that happens. I don't want to believe that's the reason why it happens. You know, Tony Kocha said, oh, they should have conducted elections and all that stuff. We already heard it. Now they want to conduct elections, oh, don't conduct elections. It's unfortunate for him to do that. One thing I know, that there's no law that can stop the conducting of elections. No law. The only thing you can do about elections, that if you are not pleased with the outcome, with the processes, is to go and challenge the outcome of the processes. But you cannot say, you know, why the crafters of the law didn't give that power to anybody to stop elections. Is that if that type of power is exercised by anybody, then sometimes I can just decide one day, at the eve of election, sometime to the time, stop the elections, so that maybe I'm in office. I can see that if the elections come out not do very well, I can hire some people to instigate that process so that the elections are postponed until I'm able to satisfy myself and all that. So the law does not give anybody such power, and there have been a preponderance of cases in this country. It's not, I will not be able to tell you, oh, this one, the other one. It's a waste of energy. The preponderance of cases, even as recent as March this year, in Delta State or somewhere, some people went to court and don't conduct election. No court will grant you that. The elections will be conducted.
Now, the court has gone ahead to stop INEC from releasing the register, the voter register,
well, the times
to
are
RSEC.
The time are not.
So, do you think with the October 5th deadline, the October 5th election date is feasible?
Well, that is for RSEC to deal with, but I'm sure that RSEC will do the needful, and the court will do the needful. No court can stop the conducting of an election that is statutory. Conducting elections is statutory. And you can't stop such statutory things. I cannot just wake up and say, don't release the materials. In fact, one of the prayers I said, if now the says we already have the voters register. So what is it? It's 3 years responsibility. If I don't say, I don't want to assume what I don't know. You know, if RSEC is ready for the election, RSEC knows that nobody can stop it. No court. Even the Supreme Court will not entertain it. If any judge that tries to stop the election, we have to contend with the Nigerian NJC, National Judiciary Council, Nigerian Judiciary Council. You have to go and explain why you stop, interfere with the process. With elections, you know, there are laws that have exceptions. You know what I'm saying? There are laws that have exceptions. Election laws are not laws you deal with that you postpone to the extent that you cannot hold it. Election being postponed can only be postponed by the person conducting the election. RSEC can now come to say tomorrow that for ABC things. We saw it in 2015 when INEC shifted the elections by 2 weeks. You know, that look, for social reasons we cannot hold it as planned, they moved it by 2 weeks. So the election that came 2 weeks later. Such things are entertained, and it's within the powers, the law that create those agencies, give the laws that create those agencies, give them such powers to take exercise such things. But a court cannot come and say INEC or RSEC don't conduct election. They cannot, they won't. If I am not pleased with the way RSEC has conducted the election, if I'm not pleased with the way INEC, that's why after election, I go to court, that's why I have election tribunals. You see, there are special provisions to deal with such things. You know?
So Kocha says that his APC will not come.
Say 2 things. Tono Kocha's APC is not participating. They should not participate. They should not look for an indirect way to truncate the process, and no court will grant it. You can take that for granted, because the judges sitting down there are not, though now we say that we are no longer dealing with rule of law, we are no longer with rule of judges. But then there are some judges to know that we cannot do this.
Okay. Let's have a caller here. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, Felix, thank you for joining us. Oh, Belief. Oh, Belief. Thank you for joining us from Awada West.
Yes, sir. What is there that we knew that the way the police certificate was going to command, because it's going to command.
It's ready to command.
Everyone is aware of what the police is doing. Because of the issue of legal people can see that the way to do the same way, all over the year, because of the legal people. So,
Go on.
What to finish we finish the report. All the church is one
We can hear you, please.
We are supporting to say that the government is good after you finish. We have to go to the paper. We have what happened with calamity in the state.
All right, thank you so much. Believe from Awada West, he's saying that there's no need for this interference from the governor's distractors, and that everybody is on turn, and your turn will come and go, and that we should.
It's a tenured office.
Yes, it is. All right, Dr. SOKONTE Davies, I want to ask you a question. It's a very direct question, because. Well, as at the time you were a member of the House of Representatives, Tony Okocha was Chief of Staff to then Governor Amechi, am I correct?
In my second tenure.
In your second tenure. So
My first tenure was Wiki.
Your first tenure was Wiki. That was Governor of River State.
No, Wiki was Chief of Staff to Tony Amechi.
No, Tony Okocha was Chief of Staff.
In my second tenure.
In your second tenure. Okay, as reps member. All right.
Yeah, I had 2 tenures.
He publicly admitted that while he was Chief of Staff to Amechi, he participated in election rigging. Are you aware, at the time you were House of Reps member, because you were very close, you were
I've read that statement. Tony Okocha was just being a little bit busy. If he did that in his local government area, I will not there.
No, he said it was in his office as Chief of Staff.
Not in
right in his office.
It's not.
They wrote results.
I say it's not.
And then they sent to the commission to announce the results.
If Tony Okocha did that for Obiakpo local government area, if he did that for Obiakpo local government area, he may be right. I am not aware. In Dekema local government area, we conducted the elections in May 2015. I think that was even at the twilight of Amechi's administration. That's the last local government election we conducted. When the round one was conducted, Tony Okocha was not Chief of Staff. He was not Chief of Staff. You know, the person that was Chief of Staff was Wike. So when we conducted that election, in Gekema they put their police report, go to police, go to Rstv, don't leave Rstv, they put our election monitors in Gekema local government area. They have their reports. They were not in Tony Okocha's office to collect their report. We didn't conduct election and come and give them reports. They have their reports, submitted their reports. Their signals in River State. I don't know of Tony Okocha's local government area. If he wrote his local government area result in his office as Chief of Staff, fine for him. If they allowed that to happen, fine for him. I'm not in a position to contest that, but I'm not in a position to correct the impression. In a position to correct the impression that all the results whatsoever were written in Tony Okocha's office. To begin with, if they were written in Tony Okocha's office, was it Rstv? Was it Rstv? And if Rstv says so, it's also in the integrity of the people. Because as at that time, I can't remember who was the Rstv chairman, but what is it? Nimi Briggs, Professor Nimi Briggs also.
Yeah, was Rstv chairman.
I think Professor Nimi Briggs now late will accept that as far as you know Professor Nimi Briggs. Will he allow that to happen? Professor Nimi Briggs, they are trying to write it down and give to Professor Nimi Briggs to announce, and it is not Professor Nimi Briggs to be like that. But now, when people want to make a point, or they want to draw attention to themselves, they can make all sorts of outlandish claims. In Rivers State and every other state, elections are rigged widely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Even the minister himself, Minister of FCT himself, told Nigerians that he rigged the election in Rivers State. He caused the result in Rivers State to be changed in favor of...
So election rigging is no more crime?
Yes, of course. When people come to say, I rigged the election and nothing has happened to them, it looks like no longer a crime. Yes, the Minister of FCT, before he became minister, said he manipulated the result in Rivers State to favor the president. He said it, and Nigerians heard him, and nobody came after him. So why would his political son, his political cohort, not make the same claim about Rivers State election? Is that why he does not want his thing to call that research should not conduct?
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to participate.
If he does not participate, he should not participate. The funny thing is that I think as of today there are 19 registered political parties in Nigeria, and I also read somewhere just after he made that statement, 17 of those parties in Rivers State issued a joint statement that they are going to participate in the elections called by Rstv. And if out of 19 parties, 17 participate, even one party don't participate or even participate in the election, most of 17 participating, that is more than enough.
All right, let's take one or two calls because our time is almost running out. But we've had more than enough time today, and I know that all of you must have enjoyed the conversation as Dr. Sokonte Davies is talking tough about the program. All right?
I'm not talking tough.
You are talking tough. Must be fair. All right, we have a caller here. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, it doesn't come in. We believe that before we round off. Okay, it's here. Good afternoon. Oh, this is not acceptable. But Dr. Sokonte Davies, there are two factions. The APC River State is a fragment, one headed by Tony Okocha and the other is said to be headed by Emeka Beke. The court has reserved judgment to what date we don't know. Do you see reprieve coming your way? Because you belong to the Emeka Beke faction.
Well, I will not call it factions. You see, I don't quickly term things that way. That is one thing I don't usually do. We have an elected executive council of the party in Rivers State. We do have. For whatever reasons, which in our opinion do not align with the constitution of our party, the National Executive National Working Committee appointed a caretaker committee. And now Emeka Beke led ESCO. So it's not a faction matter.
It's in court.
Yes, Emeka Beke led ESCO looking at the party's constitution, and that's what the law requires. So that the condition precedent for it to be sacked, the condition precedent was not met. So it went for a redress in the court, which is legitimate.
The court has reserved judgment.
So now the court have heard the cases. The court will now give judgment. I am not the judge, and I don't know what the judgment will look like. But looking at the claim of the Emeka Beke-led ESCO, you see, by virtue of my position,
will you accept the
I'm by virtue of my position, whichever ESCO that comes anywhere, and for the party constitutions of all the parties I know, by virtue of the position God has helped me to hold, I'll be a member of the state ESCO at any party.
So if Tony Okocha faction wins, will it work with Tony Okocha?
Then when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. One after the other. Being a member of the ESCO and working with the ESCO are two different things. You know,
if you're a member of the ESCO,
yeah,
and you must work with the ESCO.
We say must.
So, but assuming that Tony Okocha wins
not.
court,
You must not if you don't want to. There are people who are also members of the ESCO when Emeka was chairman.
so do you see?
When Emeka called meetings, they didn't attend.
Do you foresee reprieve coming away?
I'm not. See, what I know is that Emeka Beke has a good case. Tony Okocha does not have a good case. And we have established here, and it's written by a lawyer, not a lawyer. A lawyer wrote, and it's on national dailies, that the problem we have now is no longer rule of law, but rule of the judge. So if it is by rule of law, I believe that Emeka Beke ESCO will win the case.
So if by the rule of the judge, if by the rule of the judge, in your own words, and Tony Okocha wins, you still remain a member of the ESCO.
If I still remember, but see,
Will you help
see, that's not, we have not gotten to that point. I say when we get to the bridge.
If it gets there, we're asking now.
We are not gotten to that point. Let us get to that point first. It's a decision I will make.
Already, court has reserved judgment.
When the court gives judgment, working with says, being a member, if, you see, whether Tonokocha is legitimate or not, Tonokocha cannot call a full ESCO member, ESCO meeting without inviting me. Whether it's legitimate or not. He can, nobody in the APC in
the events that he wins.
Whether he wins or not. I know that whether it's legitimate or not. He can't call a full ESCO meeting of the party and not invite me. It's my choice whether to attend or not to attend. The same situation, you are hungry, doesn't mean that you must eat every food you see.
Okay, Dr. SokontE Davies, time is totally one side. I just wanted you to comment on the court reserving judgment on that matter, and you have done so. Do you have any message for the governor?
The governor, well,
in 30 seconds.
I don't know if she's listening, she's watching, but
he watches, so
playback. For me, I'll advise him to continue to trust in God like he says, because a lot of times what we say is not what we mean, and continue to take the river people along. He has tried, he has not everyone is following and at first expected human relationship. He should try to always see the state as his entire constituency. And so far he has not shown anything to say that, oh, because Mr. A does not like me, I will not do things for people from Mr. A's place. He has not shown that, which is good for him. He should continue to ensure that God, whether we like it or not, I didn't vote for him, I didn't support him, I voted, I campaigned against him, everything. I didn't like him because I am a candidate. But God has made him governor. And events have made sure to enable him to take a centrist position that take all rivers people along. He should not deviate from that path. He should ensure that whatever development projects he has should be well spread and should be people oriented and well spread out so that the entire state develops massively. It is to your advantage. Mechi tried to do that and he tried his best. I can see signature left, right and center. The governor himself is trying to revamp some of those projects that were abandoned in the past, the former 8 years. And so it shows that he has the thought of the people in mind. And my advice to him, he should continue that way and always be transparent and tell people what he's doing and how he's doing it. Now people can assess Rivers' budget. Before it was a secret society thing. Nobody knew where it was. You have to be a member of that secret society to assess it. The next open to everybody. So I think that openness and that willingness, that interaction and the humility has shown. We have not had traditional rulers or people abused and being sworn at fora and at events and occasions. So that's
there is sanity.
The sanity, the presence of mind to govern, not to rule, is very important.
All right, Dr. Sokonte Davies, former member of the House of Representatives who represented Degema Bonnet constituency and former executive director, Marine Operation NPA. Thank you so much for your time. And that's our package today on the program. I'll join you again on Thursday when this program will come to you in your living rooms. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. Bye for now. Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.